Hello everyone, welcome to South Scrimshaw Part 1. This is a game recommended by one of you guys. It's a visual novel written in a documentary style. I don't know what that means, but the reviews look good, so let's check this out. Okay, I pressed start, it didn't start. Okay, let's check this out now. HI text. Advanced, we see this icon. South Scrimshaw is a linear read, but there are information tangents to explore. Text of different color can be clicked to learn more about a subject. While there are no... Okay, it really is like a documentary. This is an informative game? What is this? Is this important? I think this is a game about a newborn whale or something. Work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Whoa, so weird. Pending clearance. General audience. Oh, it actually plays out like a documentary? Is this how documentaries are? Length of media. What does this mean? What is SPS? Official message of the provisional authority of your jurisdiction. Violation. Are these accurate to real life? I have no idea. Penalty up to 200,000 fine. Wild. The Corporation for Earth Media. Is this a game about promoting?
The Corporation for Earth Media is proud to present this educational program.
That's kind of cool. Is it like promoting environmental stuff?
Engineers and artists of the Kronos 7 expedition.
I wonder if there's gonna be like hidden stuff from viewers or for viewers like you. This is like PBS.
Thank you.
From viewers like you. Thank you. Chapter 1. Birth.
Hot sunlight shines through the veined membrane of an aquatic egg.
It really is like a documentary.
Once carried in deeper, cooler waters of a more northern latitude. Now it bobs freely in a subtropical shallow.
I just wonder if there's like some twists
inside is prodded alert in discomfort
to this game, or is it like actually an informative game about a newborn whale? Is that really how newborn whales look like?
Calf, stirring with a newfound awareness of body.
It's very tadpole-like.
This pod has held him for 17 months, nurtured his development from a single fertilized cell. Now it can no longer support his life. The inflow of nutrients and oxygenated blood has ceased.
Is this game gonna make me feel sad about a whale?
A once comfortable cradle now pinches at his enlarged form. Pushed onto his own faculty, a suffocating urge to thrash wells up inside him. Yet he hesitates. A song booms from the world outside.
It's like in the style of a documentary, but it's like narrating a story.
The powerful low frequency vibrates through his whole body. With the certainty of deep imprinting, the calf knows who is calling.
Yeah, because I don't think documentaries have these type of dialogues.
It is his mother.
Mommy?
She is on the other side.
How come? Other side of the egg?
He must join her.
It's gonna make me feel sad about a whale, isn't it?
Containing him is now only a brittle husk, swollen with waste material and straining at the seams. Clumsy first movements form the start of the calf's motor awareness. The egg is evolved to rupture open along a central seam. A few thin cartilage bands are all that retain him. One more forceful effort and he will escape.
A Studio Mongoose production. South Scrimshaw. Is that the name of the whale?
Technically speaking, the whale didn't hatch from an egg.
What do you mean then?
Egg is something of a misnomer.
What is it then?
While there are known egg-laying mammals, none of them are whales.
It's a mutated whale of some
This
kind?
whale species has a placental connection to the mother while developing. Birthing shell is the term currently favoured in scientific journals when discussing this style of external womb.
I feel like this is a documentary about a fictional mutated whale or something.
The outer cartilage folds backwards, shrinking the space inside and expelling the contents outwards, creating pressure against the inner membrane until it finally pops. The calf spills out into the open ocean.
What necessarily is a whale of some kind.
The world is a rush of sensory stimulation. The newborn is momentarily stunned limp. He comes to amid a dizzying flurry of life. Plants and protists tangle and snag his every movement. Small scavengers eagerly devour the cloud of waste. Plants unfurl and retract in almost animalistic locomotion. Foliage clings to the calf from above. He swims deeper to escape. His mother's song reassures him once again, but she is still nowhere in sight.
Where is she then? Is she dying? Maybe already dead?
Sponges, wharf biters, crustaceans and corals dangle from the plant.
Oh, I forgot to click on these things. Jeez.
Plant is not a misnomer. These are true plants.
Okay.
As with so much else in biology, the origin of plants can be traced back to...
Oh, I missed some information. Were there words that were like that? Because the color is only like slightly different, so I kind of didn't see it.
Albeit those early ancestors were far less complex than what we see today.
Can I like go back? Oh, I can't go back.
As will
I missed some vital information.
marine environments impose steep challenges on plants. It was once upon land freed from the burdens of an aquatic life that plants could more readily diversify and form. And it was also after that great proliferation of flowering species that some plants found it more favourable by the water and eventually returned to the seas. They are, in that sense, like whales.
What are you saying? Whales were on land and they came back to the sea? Huh.
His mother's song reassures
Oh, so you can go back.
deep
Interesting.
foliage, plants, small scavengers.
So like you click into that thing, you go into like a little mini segment.
The outer birthing. This
Oh, maybe there were any? Oh, there were some.
egg-laying mammals. None of them are whales.
There are 4
Okay, let's just look at this. I don't want to go all the way back.
They are
A platypus?
the platypus,
The platypus.
the echidna,
Wait, what? Wait, what were you saying? 4 types of something?
the snorb,
What's a snorb? A pig of some kind?
and the ribbon snore.
Are these real? Egg-laying mammals, huh? Weird. Okay, anyway, let's go back.
Sponges, wharf biters. Something solid grabs from below. His descent is halted. He's being lifted back towards the surface.
By what? Is the whale being kidnapped?
The calf breaches, filling his lungs with their first breath of air.
Maybe it's a story about
This is the breeding ground of his species.
finding his
At
mother.
his peak, this wide expanse fills with whales. But today our calf finds the surface
Oh
empty.
no. Maybe it's because pollution. That's gross.
Except for a very odd clump of plants.
Huh. Maybe because you're not a whale?
The calf does not know what to make of it. Equally disturbed and compelled, he stares transfixed.
Why is this little baby? Wait, what if this is a whale? It's being devoured by plants, maybe. Is it a vaguely whale shape?
Plants continue to tickle his body just
Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe nature is retaking back like everything, including the aquatic animals.
A resident water bug examines him with equal skepticism.
This bug?
Sudden movement atop the leafy mass catches his eye.
Is that a bird? Oh, it's not a bird. Oh, it is a bird.
It's all too frightening for the little one.
It is frightening. I wonder if they're doing it on purpose. Because for a little baby whale, probably everything is scary.
He retreats back under the sea.
Especially since mother is nowhere in sight. Where's the mommy?
His overpowering instinct is to nurse, but he cannot. His exhaustion mounts and fear seizes him. He is lost.
Little baby whale, lost and scared and starving.
And as if sensing his weakness, tendrils begin to grasp at him.
Yeah, see? I think the plants are like trying to eat the animals in this game.
A vine lassos his flute. There is no escape.
Because they feel very threatening.
In a final burst of strength, the calf fights, thrashing, tearing, and uprooting his attackers. A scent of blood enters the water. His mother cries a pained song to soothe him.
See, is the plant like eating the mom? The mom is actually that thing? Why would he hear the mom, but the mom's not there? Also, how big is a baby whale?
The calf is hit with the sudden realization.
Yes.
The strange plants are not taking him away from his mother.
It is his mother. Right? Is that not whale shape?
Each plant clod is his mother.
Exactly. Isn't this an eye? I'm right, the plants are eating the whales. This is literally an eye. Look at this. This is whale shaped and this is an eye. The Brillo whale? What? They're making up species. Are you saying this thing is the whale? It is not a whale being consumed by plants? Would the whale turn into this thing then? I think the plants are eating the whales, to be honest. Wait, but then you bit the plant. So that means you bit the mom? Chapter 2. Anatomy. Anatomy of a plant whale?
What evidence remained of this year's Brillo breeding season has long since been swept away.
I'm not versed in whale, stuff, but I think these are made up. Made up whale species and whatever.
The sandbar has returned to its normal, pristine state. Save for one unusual pile of rocks.
Is it also a whale? They're just made up creatures in this game. Target lock. Okay, why are we scanning? I guess this isn't technically a documentary. It's just in a style of a documentary. It's another fish.
This is a stone dog.
A what? Everything is made up in this, right? Although I can't be sure because there are really weird names for animals sometimes.
Somewhat like a hermit crab, this animal lives in a portable shelter of foreign material.
I have to assume that this is all made up.
It grasps together a shell of scavenged of debris with its long limbs and secretes an adhesive mucus to hold it fast.
Say what? So are you saying it grew these rocks or it took them like a hermit crab? Grabs together a shell of scavenge of debris. It sounds like a hermit crab, basically.
Stone dogs mostly rely on ambushing prey from a camouflaged position.
What do they eat then?
Right now, this stone dog here is not the hunter, but the hunted.
But they're protected by rocks.
It is a woefully obvious attempt to hide.
Is it? I mean, it's a rock.
As the predator stalking it possesses one of the sharpest minds in the ocean.
Unless it's not actual rocks, it's in the shape of a rock.
A quick check if the coast is clear. It isn't.
Is it? So you're saying it's food for whales? I mean, I guess whales will eat anything.
Our whale calf wants to play, not eat.
Really? You want to play with your food?
But from the stone dog's perspective, there's little difference.
It's like an eel.
Since hatching, our calf has been a healthy and energetic specimen. Despite his late birth, no complications are detectable. If anything, his cognitive ability is showing swift advancement. He is very fond of holding his fluke above the water surface.
Is that the tail part?
Scattered showers are currently moving through the area. The calf has been emerging frequently for visual inspection since the rain began.
Are baby whales actually called calves? I thought it was only for cows.
He seems very interested in the weather above.
I'm either like actually learning real information or I'm learning a lot of fake fictional information.
A long call reminds him not to stray too far.
For mommy whale?
Brillos have surprisingly keen vision above the water. The calf is quickly able to spot his mother.
Okay, so they're gonna explain like the whole plant whale thing?
This is the farthest distance he has travelled from her. It is more than twice that of yesterday. Today was quite an adventure. Now, reminded of his mother, all this bravery seems to evaporate. He is suddenly anxious to be at her side.
Why?
He will bring her any interesting objects discovered while exploring.
I mean, look at that eye.
At her face.
The mom looks sad.
His mother is trying to rest off another bout of nausea. This play is a bit much.
Yeah, I think the mom is not feeling well, so I don't think the whale is supposed to look like that.
But these discomforts are trivial to the bond between mother and child.
Is this the mouth?
Our neural interface even shows a measurable relief in her symptoms during these interactions.
Our neural interface? I don't think that's how documentaries are.
The calf's carefree play is training for future hunts and the essential skills of survival.
I think that must be like the mom is dying, and so like the mom is trying to teach the baby how to hunt.
But it will be some time before he has to worry about earning meals on his own. His mother's long, prehensile udders reach him through the thorny bramble. The milk he nurses on is thick as yogurt.
Gross.
Calves subsist on this fat-rich diet for 2 years, building up an insulating layer of blubber.
Is that true?
And the bands of spongy tissue for other organisms to burrow into. Here we arrive at what truly makes a Brillo whale such a remarkable specimen for study. Symbiosis of unrivaled complexity and variety. This female was initially selected for study due to her exquisitely beautiful exterior.
Is it?
The mammal is almost totally concealed within the undulating botanical mass.
Is it supposed to be like that?
In cross-section, the distinction between whale and passenger is more visible.
Like, what are these? These are so weird. It keeps scanning them. What does that mean? Where are these coils? What are you doing? Yeah, I don't think this is normal for the whale, right? It's being like swallowed up by the plants or something?
Shown earlier, this is not simply an external attachment of foreign material.
It isn't? So what are you saying? It grew from the inside?
It has an intimate connection to thousands of other living creatures. The whale chooses from among a variety of parts.
Also amazing how much of like all this is like I don't know, it's fat or whatever, organic mass. Like the skeletal bone is like pretty small. Dermius habitat?
Offers real estate within designated regions of its body.
What do you mean? That there are parasites inside the brain? Protective cuticle barrier?
The brain draws the line between the welcome cohabitation space and the whale's vitals. This unusual arrangement raises several questions, the first of which we will address.
Yeah. What is this picture?
What is the benefit of living on a whale?
What do you mean?
To help us illustrate the principle, we will be assisted by a sea bunny, or sea bun.
I do not think any of these
This
are real.
a common nickname.
Sea bun.
While each species has its own unique adaptation to this niche lifestyle, we can create several broad categories of benefits such evolution aims to harness.
Are you saying this thing is living on the whale?
Moving through water takes energy. It is far easier to travel great distance when someone else is doing the swimming.
Yeah, so the thing, Seabun, hitched a ride on a whale.
Simply hitching a ride can be greatly beneficial. For example, one species of crab only lives on Brillo whales every other generation and uses whale transportation to greatly expand its range. Unless one is the apex predator, the threat of being eaten is an ever-present reality. If one lives as a potential meal, it is very important to be the least desirable, most difficult of meals.
Yeah, but this thing is on top of the whale, so it's like safe from being eaten by the whale, isn't it?
Finding alliance with a giant beast and living under its protection creates a very effective deterrence.
Is that what it is? So what the benefit does the whale get from it?
It's always still possible to be eaten, but hunters now risk facing off with a leviathan. Some partnerships are more proactive. Certain shark, skates, rays and scarps have formed hunting partnership with the Brillos. They help find and catch quarry, then share in the feast. Pack hunting allows the Brillo to take down larger and different sorts of prey.
You mean there's larger things than the whales? I feel like the whale is so big it could just open its mouth and it'll eat. It doesn't even need to hunt.
The blood or waste of Brillo whales can also provide a source of nourishment.
Yeah, it's like parasitic. These are parasites
Freely.
living on the whale.
A Brillo whale cannot stand to be eaten alive. An Earth parallel is an oxpecker bird on a rhinoceros. The bird may drink a marginal amount of blood while it cleans off ticks. It's a fair trade for the rhinoceros, as the tick is the far greater threat.
Well, the tick will drink your blood.
So too, will a Brillo whale expend blood in a beneficial relationship. In several instances, living on a Brillo has evolved into part of an organism's life cycle, and the specific conditions regulated in a Brillo's body are required for a new generation. In some cases, this goes even further.
What is that?
The biology of the two species becoming so enmeshed it is unclear where one ends and the
Oh,
other
gross. They
begins.
combine. They melt into one. Spooky.
These instances are rare.
Hilarious.
Our research team is very interested if these extreme cases represent a functioning system, or the pathological eventuality to such complicated arrangements.
Yeah, I wonder if your research team is actually doing experiments.
All of these riders taking in small amounts adds up to a great expense for the host.
That's why there's so much things on it.
It's the obvious next question.
Which is, it's probably causing death to the whale.
What does the whale stand to benefit from this arrangement?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm wondering.
This is more complicated to respond to. There seems to be as many answers as there are Brillo whales, as there is spectacular variety among Brillos. For now, let us approach the answer with specific examples from this mother. The most prominent feature along her body is the wide variety of photosynthesizing organisms. The whale is, of course, not an autotroph producing her own energy from sunlight, but the specialized sea flora pays rent by sharing some of their sugars into her blood.
Really?
When light is low, roots ferment, and alcohol is also created as a byproduct. Certain plants near her head also act as fishing lures, drawing food to her maw.
Well, that's interesting. That I can see. The other thing, I'm not so sure.
While she may occasionally swim deeper, a partially plant-subsidized life has locked her within the photic zone, the upper aquatic layer where enough sunlight can sustain the leaves. Adult Brillo behavior and biology is often dramatically influenced by their symbiotic arrangement.
What's this?
Here we see a blood trilobite.
So like a leech?
This is not an invited guest.
Oh, I thought I could click on this. I guess not.
A long needle-like proboscis pushes down and taps a vein.
It's a freeloader! Yeah, so how do you get rid of those things?
Drinking in great volume and offering nothing in return, it is a true parasite.
Freeloader.
This is a job for the vellum worm. Vellum worms fill their stomachs by grooming Brillos of unwanted visitors.
I think these are all made-up creatures.
It is currently hypothesized that vellum worms distinguish the welcome from the attackers through smell and taste. Parasites have all been found to have elevated amounts of a bile-like Brillo waste inside them.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like there are real-life things that are similar to these things, but I think the creatures used in this game are probably like fictional for the most part. I'm guessing.
This Mother Brillo also has to worry about creatures browsing her lovely plants. Herbivorous fish attempt frequent raids on the leafy goods. This one is alone and quite oblivious.
So it's gonna get eaten.
The vellum worm packs a powerful punch for larger animals.
So that worm eats everything.
A neurotoxin-filled barb is shot into the fish's heart. It can only manage a faint muscle spasm before the venom completes its work. The Brillo whale's strategy is called a symbiotic garden. It is an intentionally cultivated arrangement and a precarious balance of mutual reliance.
Hey, look at the intestines. Gross.
When successfully maintained, the host becomes a morass of life. It is usually defended from attack. It can sometimes acquire energy in novel ways, and occasionally it is able to invade new niche ecosystems. The universal downside experienced by all Brillos is that more complexity creates more points for failure.
So it gets attacked from every direction.
Brillo's life is dominated by the struggle to groom a semblance of order into increasingly overgrown flanks.
Yeah, that's why this whole plant ecosystem thing is like probably weighing down the mom whale.
To a simple calf, these adult problems have yet to enter his mind.
Because see, like, you keep getting more and more, but like, how do you groom all these things off? You need to like remove some occasionally, you know, cut the waste or whatever.
Today he has found his mother's leaves serve as fun streamers to play with. She finally scolds him. She is too unwell to tolerate any more roughhousing.
Mom's not gonna live long.
He doesn't quite understand, but he has other diversions. Primarily drinking more of her milk.
Just take from the mom. How come we only have one baby though?
The complexity of Brillo anatomy, even small health problems can swiftly spiral out.
It's like, how many babies can a whale have?
This female experienced complications while giving birth. There is the
This is a very unhealthy whale then.
to worsen.
I think the mom's gonna die or something.
A thorned branch has become ingrown, puncturing through both the layer of protective outer muscle and the cuticle barrier. This had begun prior to calving, but her contractions to extend the womb also caused the plant shard to stab deeper. The spikes are now in contact with her intestines. Fortunately, there is no puncture yet.
Really? Guess those are some thick intestines.
The site is inflamed and white blood cells flood the area. The immune system unmistakably identifies this as an injury. We can witness her stiff reluctance to move and read a jolt in brain activity when she's jostled. It must be greatly painful.
So are they going to remove it?
The danger right now is a tear of the intestines, which would certainly be fatal.
Well, it's getting very close, so it's probably going to be fatal. That's why I was saying, like, the eye looks sad.
Our scans also reveal that she has recovered from a similar injury in the past. Perhaps Brillos regularly endure such ghastly wounds. Perhaps it was the safety of the Brillo herd which afforded her enough time to convalesce. Certainly her odds of survival will be boosted greatly if she is able to make the long swim back.
So what, she swam here to give birth? Why though?
For now,
I mean, I know some animals do that, but...
enough to care for her newborn, though doing
why?
so must be exhausting. Judging by several physical indicators, this is most likely her first calf.
Oh really? A new mom?
Those Brillos who manage their gardens well can be extremely long-lived. Females can give birth as many as 8 times. If the calf survives, one day he too might also cast his genes forward, his own minute fingerprint on the future's shape. Regardless of whatever metric of success we observers of an outside species might apply, his life will be led by the means it was forged in the crucible of natural selection. But, for now, a rare moment of shelter.
Definitely think the mom's not going to survive by the end of this. Chapter 3. Although I think the parting... Oh, see? Mom's not going to live, I guess. Alright, I think let's leave this video here because there's 4 chapters, so we're going to finish the last 2 in the next video. This game is so weird. Like, I don't know what to think about it. I think these all are fictional, but I also don't know enough about, the ocean and sea animals to definitively say this is all fake, but I think it is fake, which is so weird. I keep feeling like there must be something, like there's a twist or something hidden in the story that we've yet to discover, but I guess let's see the next 2 chapters to see if there's anything else that would be revealed. But I also think there's a part 2, because this is part 1, so maybe there might be even more stuff we have yet to discover, but seems kind of interesting so far, just really weird. But yeah, I guess let's leave this here and then pick up the rest in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.